how are you? Welcome to the flower patch. My name's Iris Smith and I make artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Well, I hope you're all well today, guys, and you've nearly done all your Christmas shopping, and also you've been crafting and busy making wonderful and beautiful arrangements. Today I'm going to do an arrangement. I've taken this out of our house. It's just a candle arrangement, and I've placed on some pool noodle on the legs, and we're going to attach things into the pool noodle. But at the same time, I'm going to show you what you can do with your scraps. So here on my bench, I have got all scraps, leftovers that, and I've chopped a few down, and we're going to use those. So if you've got scraps left from floral stems or foliage or anything like that, and there are just a few oddments and you don't know really what to do, and you just put them in the bag out the way, well, I'm going to show you what we can make out of a few scraps. So what I've got is this. If I take the pool noodles off first, I did attach the pool noodles on before I started, but from my house it's just a piece of wood with just some black legs, and they have got candles what go all the way across, which I've got here. I've got 2 real candles on the ends, but then I decided to place in, instead of having all 5, 3 artificial ones as well, and place them inside the little cups that you get with them. So that's what we've got. I've got some pool noodle or pipe insulation, whichever you can grab hold of. It's very cheap. I've cut it down to the length of the legs. I've cut down where the seam is on the pool noodle, and I decided to just place in that into the legs like so, and we're going to attach things in on the pool noodle either side with our scraps. So let me just place this one back on, and I want it so the legs don't come out. So let's just do it like so and turn it. Oops, I've just heard a bang. I think my husband's home. So we've got them now back on like that underneath our stand. So that now, the pool noodle is going to be the stand of the arrangement, and then I will just place in, once we've finished, I'll place the candles back in, and you can light the artificial ones or the real ones in the evening when you're sat cozying, watching a nice program or a nice Christmas film. So that's what we're going to do. So the scraps that I've got left, I have got them in the full stems still, but these are what have been left from when I've been using them for other projects, and they're just little bits and bobs basically. So I've got a few little bits and bobs of our eucalyptus silver dollar. Again, as you can see, they've been chopped away, not used. I haven't got enough to use them on other things, so something, a small arrangement like this, perfect. I've got a few of these ivy that I've got picked. I did have a big bunch, but I've just got these few left on picks as well, so I thought we could incorporate those. I have got quite a few left of those, but at the moment of these pine needles, I'm not really using them now. So we'll just use what we can. I'm not going to use the whole lot, or I might do. Who knows? But I've got those left bits, you know, these are what I call oddments, but, you know, because there's more, I've got a new bunches of lamb's ear. These are from what I've placed on picks because they was, you know, loose, and I didn't have many bunches left. I think this is off 2 bunches, so I decided to place them on picks quite a while back, and I haven't really used these ones after I last used the others. So these are my scraps of these before I start the new stems. And I've got just these left of the sage leaves as well. I do have them on a big garland and take them off and put them on picks, but I haven't opened the bag for the garland yet. These are the last few scraps of what I've got left. And I found 3 with the ivy, just 3 last pieces of ivy again from a garland that I can't really use in anything. The stem's not long enough to place in you know, really much on it. So I've decided these are scraps as well. Let's see what we can do with those. Now I've got scraps of parfavolia. I have, again, with everything that I'm showing you, I have got all brand new stems or bunches, but these are all the scraps that are left from before I start the new ones. So I've got these little oddments or scraps from the parfavolia from the last bunch left. So we're going to cut them. As again, the stems are very short, where I've cut them off the, you know, cut them down from the main stem. So we've got just scraps. Now I've got a few scraps of these, and guys, I was just going through the book, and I've had these a while and I don't really use them. They're lovely because I haven't got lots, so I don't use them really. So I seem to bypass them, but I thought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I've got about 8 here, 8 or 9. So I thought scraps again, I've just placed in the bucket out of the way. Let's see what we can do with those. Now I've got some mimosa. I have again got big fresh stems and new ones, but these have been chopped, and they're all different. Oh, here's my cat. They're all different lengths and that, so they're all little scraps. Instead of having the stem, I did place them on picks themselves, singular picks, and I've not used them. So we're going to see what we can do with the mimosa as well. Now I've got these little scraps that I cut off a shikebe spray for foliage, and there's only about 4 here. So I thought, well, we could use this maybe as filler foliage. And again, some more scraps of my spikey fern, or some people may class it as a conifer, but we've got those as well. There's a big thick piece of plastic on. So there's a few left of those as well before I start the new stems. And I found these scraps. As you can see, there isn't hardly anything there. They're just single leaves I placed on picks as well. And again, let's use the scraps. Hi, hun. Thank you. So we've got those, and as you can see, there's some small little stems on there, so they're not the right length stems, so we have those. I have got some boxwood as well. Again, there's about 4 where they've got still the longest stem that I placed on single picks, but then we've got all the rest of them have been cut short. So again, scraps. Now I do have big fresh quite a lot of these, but these are the scraps of what one of the projects I did, and there's only 4, I think. Is there? Yes, 4. So again, with the mountain pine and a few pine cones on that are flocked, and I may chop those up into little pieces and add those in as well. And again, with pine cones, I've got some little ones. These were on big bunches, and these were being cut down and not used, placed in the bag, and there was at the bottom of the bag, and I spotted them. So again, scraps. I have got these I've got some lilies. Now I have had these a while. And these are the budget lilies. Again, I do have deluxe flowers in my, you know, workshop, but I also cater for the customers who can't afford the price of the deluxe flowers. So I do buy in budget flowers as well. And these have been, as I was looking for something white to use, I spotted these. Again, scraps, all placed together, I think, and also been chopped away at, as you can see. So these are just scraps left over. So I thought, let's use some budget flowers. Let's show you, if you know, you don't have to always use deluxe flowers to make your arrangements look beautiful. And finally, I've got lots of this, but they're all brand new stems, not being touched yet. But these lisianthus or your stoma, whichever you know them by, and again, as you can see, they've been chopped off the main stem and into little pieces, single pieces as well, really cut down short, and I've not used them. So these are my scraps of lisianthus. So that is our foliage and floral that we're going to use to make a beautiful arrangement out of your scraps that you have left. How good is that? I love making things out of scraps, and plus it also gets rid of what you've got in your scraps as well. So you know, you get to use them before you start all your new stems and that. So let me move my cat. So I'm going to bring the camera down. I'm going to sit down and do it because it's not an arrangement really where you need to be stood up, unless you feel more comfortable stood. Again, it's your choice, guys. So let's get all of this down here. And bring over our candle holder. Place my cup over there. My husband's just brought me in. So let's just bring the camera down. I think that's going to be okay there. It's very cold today, guys. Very cold. No. Go on. So I'm going to take these glass little pots out while we do the arrangement. They are quite heavy actually. So, and we're left again with that. I'm not gluing the pool noodle on because that's going to be the stand. The weight of the glasses will keep it held down, and I'm not covering the pool noodle because I'm hoping with all the scraps I've got I'll be able to cover it. If you feel you want to cover it, place a bit of felt and glue a bit of felt along the bottom. If you don't want it to be seen, or maybe place some wide ribbon on each side just to cover it, or you know, you could also place wreath wrap on there as well to make it green. So or aspidistra leaf ribbon, moss, anything you wish, you know. So I'm just going to leave it like that. It's going on a top shelf, so you won't really see. Well, we'll make sure you don't see it. So again, I'm going to start with these. I've got two longer pieces, and I think because the stem is so tiny, there's not really much that I can do with it. So it wouldn't go in a wreath because I wanted that on the bottom, so it just wouldn't do it. So I may bring that across there and then just do something like that with it. And is this one the same? Oh, it's virtually the same size. And then place one on the opposite side as well. Or do I? No, Marley, stay there. And I've got a little piece here I could chop into two and place either end as well. So don't throw your scraps away, guys. If you've had them even a while and you're not sure what to do, save them. And if you have something in a little vase or, you know, container or anything, make an arrangement with your scraps. So I'm just going to place that in around there. See, there's no stem on this end to hold it in, but if I just get you could get a floral pin or a U-pin, whatever you call them, and just attach that over one of the stems like so to keep it in place. So we'll do that on the opposite side. We'll hold this one in as well. And I'm not putting glue on the floral pin because it's not going outside. I'm going to just manipulate this one, give it a bit of movement. Lift it slightly. So that is going to be acting as part of our filler foliage. Now I've got this. I'm going to place one on the end here. Just some, or actually, where it doesn't actually reach the end, I will place it in here. And I will do the same on the opposite side. So it looks like then now it goes further down the pool noodle. Right, we'll save those. Now I want to place in, I may place in the sage leaves around the bottom as well. Just so they sit flat and have them sitting like that at the bottom. So let's do that. Again, I'm going to cut all these down short. I don't need the stems this long. So we're going to do that because I don't want the arrangement sticking too far out. So let's get in our sage leaves. So I've got it here, so I'm not lifting it up and then placing it in case I get it too far under. So I'm going to just place it, one leaning to the corner there. So I'm going to do the corners first. And if you want it to sit flat on the surface, just position your stem going upwards in a diagonal position or across, well, as long as it's diagonal, and then it will naturally, the stem, sit down because that's the position you've done it. So if I show you, you've got it here, you can see it's going in diagonally, and I just, in fact, we'll go here, place it up, and you can see now it's leaning on the surface. do the same on that one. Then I'll put two either in each, or one here, maybe one on either end as well. So we need something there. So with this one, I'm going to go straight in, but lifting it at a diagonal position as I go in. And then place one on either end. Like so. And then we'll come to this end and do the same on that end. There we have it. Let's get the glue off my fingers. So that's what we've got at the moment with our pool, noodles, and just a little bit of foliage already in. So what else shall I place along the bottom? In fact, I may use this shikebe. Oops, one's fallen off, so let's glue that back on. Just place a bit of glue on the end and pop it back on the stem. Oops, another one. Oh my good gracious me. Where did this one come from? There. In fact, it may have come off of that one. Oh well, never mind. So we've got 4. I could chop these into little pieces. Oh, I've just pulled another one off. Oh my gosh. Let's glue it on. Again, I don't want them, I could have them actually like that. Or I've got other things for that. So I could chop them. Let's chop them in half. So you have them like so. And give it. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring one on either end. Have a bit there. Just to, if I move those out of the way, just to round that off at the bottom and fill it in where the sage leaves are. And we're going to do that at the other side as well. Right, well that's not, oh let's see. Gosh, these come off very easily. Let's cut this one as well. Do the same. One there. And one here. So we've just filled those bits in. So I've got 2 more, so we can get 4 out of here. 1, 2, 4. So I'm going to place one here, and same on the opposite side. So we just place it at a diagonal position again. going upwards. As you can see, I'm pointing the stem upwards and pushing it in, and then that will help make it sit down flat on your surface. I've got a leaf missing. I hope I haven't dropped it. I can't find it. Well, we'll just cut this off and we'll just have to have that again. Overall, it is scraps. So, now we've got in our shikiri. I have got this spiky fern. Again, I may bring this slightly more up, so let's have a look. Let's try the few little pieces of eucalyptus. And again, we could cut these down into smaller pieces. Let me just move things out the way. Because these are quite, well, I say quite long, they're not long, but for this arrangement they would be. They'd be sticking out too far. So, again, let's chop away at this one also. Let's cut a few pieces down. That might be okay. Use as filler foliage as well. If you want to save a few, you could use those for filler. So out of all of that, we've got quite a few. Let's get these little buds. So I'm going to go around the bottom with this and fill in areas again, just to incorporate different, can you see my cat? He's sneaking off. Just to fill in around here where you can see all the gaps. And also give just a different type of foliage as well. You can, you know, just mix things up. And we're going to go here. No, go. Let me take him out, guys, because otherwise he will just keep standing in the way. I'm going to lock the door, so you may hear scratching on the door because he does scratch if he wants to come in, but sometimes I can't work, guys, when he's like that. It's not that I'm being awful. And then one here. So then you've got a mixture of foliage there, and we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. I've created myself also a boundary or my line where it goes here. The longest point will be the sage leaves, so that's as far out as I'm going to take it. lucky. I've got 2 pieces left which can also go on either end. Just take that plastic off. So we've got that one on there. So we'll place one either end as well. It's a bit further under, but that's okay. Oops, I think I've just took it off the leg. There. So that's now used all our scraps of eucalyptus. So we do have, that's a lot much longer, so they may be able to come on top as wispy bits. I may place a few on the bottom. So let's get in these rubber textured cedar or conifer. I can't quite make my mind up what they are. And again, I'm going to go in up above slightly and have these sticking slightly up. Let's take the rubber band off. So I'm placing them in each corner here. Oh, what's that? And I'm just going on top here, placing it down, but having it pointing outwards that way. I mean, they are wired, you can bend them over. If you've got anything like this, or even just pine needles that you've got left, small pine needles that you get. Let me just get that plastic off. That you get on stems what come in a pack like this, because this is what these did. So if you've got a few of those left, you could use those. Just bend that over. Again, to add a bit more different texture by adding something else. Another different type of foliage. I'm going to place one on either end as well. Just lift. Just bend that one in a little. I'm sure I've gone off the, yeah, I did. How many have we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so I could put 3 along each side here. So then I'll place one there. Again, just weave it in throughout your other other foliage, so it looks like it's all growing together. Oh, here it goes, guys, scratching on the door. I said, didn't I? And then another one here. Just bend it so it doesn't stick too far out. And then do the same on the opposite side. And if you want it to be in the same position, just follow across where you've placed these, and that will guide you where you need to place it. And the last one. So that, if I lift it, is how it looks from above. Isn't that glorious? Let me just have a drink, guys, that my husband brought me in. In fact, I know what I'm going to do to actually, I'm going to put some floral pins just between the two paw noodles, just to hold them together so they stay as one, instead of one sliding. Right, I mean, I have got lambs here as well, so I may just put, I may not even use all these either, guys. It's, you know, basically it's just to see what we can get in. So we've got our parfavolia. Again, as you can see, the scraps, they've got little stems on. Let's just fill a few wispy bits in around the arrangement. So we'll go on the end again. Let it slightly stick up just to give it that movement. We'll place one here. Again, just weaving things from underneath. If you feel again something's going too far up, just try and bend it. I like movement. Again, once these are on, I'm trying not to go too far above, because I'd like to still see the candles when they're on. I've got 3 left. I may cut one down. So let's chop this one in half. I'm going to place it underneath here. And same with this one on the opposite end. There. So that's now our parfavolia scraps used. I think I'm going to get in these and get these used in again a different colour as well, so that'll give a nice different tone and feel to the arrangement. I'm going to place some on the ends here like that, just to slightly elongate it. So if I do that first, I don't want it too far out, but I don't mind having it so far. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 1, 2. I may put 2. What I'm gonna do, I've just decided with the amount that I've got, obviously 2 more are gonna go there. I may slightly put 1 on the top here, or do I place it underneath? I could place it underneath actually, so I'm going to do that with those 2. That one's got a longer stem, so I'll use that one for there, and then I'll use that one there. So I'm gonna place in this one at the bottom under the sage leaf, just to give it the point on the end. I don't want it too far out. Like that. Let's place these 2 in the corners here. There as well, and then 1 either side, but I'll bring these ones to the top. I'm going to just cut those down a little bit shorter. So I'm going to go in the centre where the centre circle is here and just bring those in. We've got a little bit of a wire in, so you can slightly bend them over. So that's what we've used our scraps on our spiky fern. Let's just have another quick drink. Let's have a look. I may place in these, or do I place in some of the lilies first? I might not even put the lilies in. I might just stick to the, let's get these in. Let's get the lisianthus in. I don't know how many I've got. There's a few little buds that I've obviously chopped off. 1, let's keep the buds aside. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right. And 3 buds. So I'm going to put 1 at each end at the top. Have that sticking out like that. Just cut that down a little bit more. And do the same on the other side. I'm going to want one either end here. You just pop the head there. So the head's just popping out either end. Now I've got one left. So do I bunch those together and place them there? I think I'm going to do that. Place all the buds together so I can just do it either side. Just turn the head slightly. And then with the buds, I'm just going to place them as a cluster all together around here. That's it. Again, you have to try, when you've got all scraps like this, try to make the most of what you've got. As you've just seen, I didn't have another full flower like that, but I had 3 buds. So to make of the same flower, they're all lisianthus. So I just place those as a cluster the opposite side. You have to try and just, as you know, with scraps, make do with what you have. So again, I don't know now about the lilies. I could bring some of the lilies on the bottom. I think that would be nice. Yeah. So let's take the band off of these and work out how many we have and what we can do. So I've got 1, 2. Let's just cut them off of these stems. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, that's good. Let's take the sticky tape off. So we've got 6, so I could place in at the bottom, underneath, one there. I'm just going to place these here so you can see. In between the lisianthus, do the same on the opposite side. And then I've got 2 left. Now do I bring those with the length of that? And just elongate that a little bit. Let me stand above. Yeah, we'll do that. So we're going to place in and again, especially when you've got scraps, I mean, I do advise to place things in before you start to, you know, gluing them, just to make sure you're happy with that. I don't want it sticking out that far. I want to use it a bit as depth, so let me just reposition that. I don't really like that leaf either. So I want it as depth, so I'm going to place it inside so it doesn't look so I'm not making this, you know, around here longer. So I'm going to keep it on the inside as our depth. And do the same with that one. Now the longer ones on the end. And just place it like that. So that's slightly under the, well, it's underneath the lisianthus, again as depth. I can't see. Like that. And then do the same on these. How far did I go? Let's go in a little bit more. There we have it. So we've done that now with our lilies, and as you can see, they are used as depth. There's still plenty of gaps that we've got to fill in, and it's the same on the opposite side as well. The lilies are inside. Let's get rid of that glue string. So I want, let me think. Something's telling me get the lamb's ear and fill in the bottom where there's that space. So if I put, I'm going to put lamb's ear underneath, I've just pulled that one off, underneath at the bottom where there's a gap. So basically under the lisianthus next to the lily. So I want them again as depth, filling in around there as well. If I've got a few, I could bring some up here also. If I've got some left. So let's cut these down, and under the lisianthus fill in that little gap there. So we've got 3 lisianthus under here. There's a gap there. And then under that one as well. So we've filled in the gap at the bottom. So I want 3, 2, 3. That leaves me with 2. Oops, I've just pulled that one off. Gosh, I'm terrible. So we'll do the same on the opposite side. So I shall go under there. I don't want the stems that long, so I'm cutting those down. And anything that you've got what's similar, you know, what like salal, or, you know, if you've got odd bits of salal, or, you know, anything along those lines, what a bit, you know, more of a solid leaf and got a cluster of them on the stem, they are perfect, you know, fill in at the bottom of your arrangement. So because I've got 2 left, I may place one there either side of the centre. Just above our lisianthus here. Again, you try to, whatever you've got, make do. It's all the fun of having scraps. It gets you thinking. I was always taught that, guys, when I was, again, many years ago when I studied it. I was always told, because we did do the odd tutorial where we was given odd bits out of a bucket, or we all had a little bucket with all oddments in or scraps in. And our tutor used to say, by having things like, you know, it helps to broaden your mind when you've got scraps on how to make an arrangement look beautiful by just using all little bits and bobs that you've got left. And also it helps you to sort of like calculate what you can do if you've got an even number but yet you're working in odd. How would you, you know, make it look balanced? And, you know, things like that. Again, like I've got 2 left here. I couldn't put 2 either side here and leave that one bare. So I just place them above here, either side. Or like with the cluster of the lisianthus, I had 3 of those left, but I didn't have a full one. So what did I do? I put them as a cluster together and place them there. So I think I want to, I've got four of these, but I can cut these again. These are even numbers, and again, this is what I was taught, because they didn't always give us odd numbers in everything. They gave us even, and because I was taught to work in odd numbers. What would you do? Well, because I've got an arrangement here, I've got 4. I can cut them into 2 and have 8. So then that would be 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, and 2 there. So that would balance it out. So let's do that. So I've got 4 with cones on, and the others haven't. So I've got to now think about where I'm going to place the ones with the cones to balance those out. So I could place in either corner here with the cones, and one here, and then one here. So now that's balanced out all the corners, because we've all got cones there. Now the other 4 that haven't got cones, I would place, maybe think about placing one here with the mountain pine, one here. I've just placed them in, one here, and then one opposite there, and then that would balance that out. So again, I had even numbers, I've used them, I've chopped them up and made myself able to spread them around. So let's place those in. And I'm going to go at an angle like that, and because the cone is on a wire on the stem, I can manipulate the cone to bend down instead of sticking up. Again, I still want to take into consideration, I want to see the candles. So it's a good learning experience when you've got scraps, because then you know next time if you've got scraps again, that you know what to do with them, and you know you can calculate how to use them and things like that. And then you know that again, if you ever come across having scraps again, you know you'll be fine, you won't waste them, you can do something with them. And again, this has got no stem on it at all, so you can either, I won't dip these in the glue because they will melt, so I will chop a few of the pines off on the bottom to give me that little stem, because it is a really thick wired stem. So I would chop those off just so I've got some stem, even if it's a little tiny one, just to put some glue on and place. Where did I have it? Here. Place in the arrangement, and because I can bend that over as well. Again, this is the same. If you have, you know, I'll never place in some, you know, floral in stem at the bottom where there's like pines on, or any type of foliage, or either where I know the glue will melt it. So I do tend to trim that back, and it only takes a few minutes, so it's not a lot. And I'd rather do it like that and be safe. Because I've had my heater on in here before, and I've had pine needles sat near the heater, and the heater's been facing the pine needles. And then when I've looked, the heat from the electric heater has melted the pines, the needles on the arrangement. So I've learnt my lesson from that. Never place them where anything is hot. So again, just add those in, and it doesn't hurt just to chop a few bits off. It's not like it's a long job, so, and it's all part of the fun, guys. Again, just fluff up so everything looks like it's growing within each other. It's not just one on top of the other. Give it some movement. Bring a few leaves in, you know, from underneath. I think I've just pulled that out. I'm very heavy-handed. Well, I say I'm very heavy-handed. That's what I was always told by my mum. So you tend to believe it after a while. But I can be, or I have learnt to be softer with my hands. And floral arranging helps that. Helps you learn to be delicate. So we've still got some more of our pine cones. We've got some of these odd single little leaves I place. We've got boxwood. We've got some of our pine needles, our mimosa, and also some more ivy. And it's already looking quite full. Some of these boxwood are on single picks. Again, and some are not. Like that one's not on a single pick. There's 3 on there. I don't really, unless I'm going to place it into the arrangement this way for it to lean over there like that, and then I could spread them around. You can do that, or you can cut them up like I have on the odd one and place them on single picks like that. I prefer them on single picks because the arrangement we're doing isn't that long. So where's the ones with the single picks? 3, 4. That's on single. Oh, I've got more than I thought, guys. So that's, at least I've got I've got some spare if I need any more, because the others are all on. I've got more than one on it, one leaf. So what have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right, 9. So again, you try to now start and think. So I'm going to place one. Again, I want movement, and I'm going to bring it through like that. So it's hanging over. I don't want it sticking up in the way of the candles. So I'll place one there. It's above the candles at the moment, the height. But this is just where I'm going to position them. I'm going to work out where I can place them. Oh, that's on a long stem. And I'm going to do what I've done on the opposite side. I know it's sticking out far, guys, but it won't when it's in. So I'm going to place them where I'm placing the others on each side. Comes after that. Around there. And then one there. One there. So then I've got one left here. I've got the spare ones here. So I could take one off of that stem, place it on one of these picks that I've cut, and then I could have one either end like that. So let's position those in. And I'm just going to go underneath the lisianthus with this. I'll place it under the lisianthus. And I'll do the same with this one. There, like that. Let's just get rid of all these pine needles. So I've placed those in. I don't like that stem, it's a bit okay. So now I'm going to place these coming from the corner outwards. So I'm going to go in, and then I'm going to just place it slightly below. So again, I'll show you. I'm placing it on top, but I'm going in like that at an angle. So I'm going like that, but then I'm bringing it under the flower, because I don't want it, as I say, sticking up. Let's bring that one under. That again, I don't mind wispy bits sticking out. I am a fan of wispy bits. That is my style. But airy bits and wispy bits, you don't tend to really recognize them because you see through them. And do the same here. Bring it through and under the lisianthus. And then I'll do exactly the same on the opposite side. I've got my cat outside, he's crying his eyes out, guys. But the thing is, when he comes in, he just jumps on everything. And he won't let me work. I'm not cruel. He's spoilt rotten, if anything. My husband could easily tell you that. He said I've made a rod for my own back because I've spoilt him. And that's why he's quite mardy. He says it's down to me. I can't help it. Oh, I've placed that one in. So bring that there. So they're now in. Again, I've got boxwood left. I may bring those on the bottom if, you know, later, if I feel I'd like to place them there. Now, I've still got gaps up above. If I just lift it, you'll see the gaps up above here along the top line. So when I'm placing in things here, I need to make sure that they don't go above here and they stay relatively around where the top of the wood is. So that's what we've got to keep in mind. And if you're not sure, just keep checking that. I mean, I have got the ivy that can cover the top quite easily. I don't know whether I want. I think we're going to add some of these in, guys, because they look lovely with the white. 3, 5, 7. How many shall I put in? 1. I'll get 12 out. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we'll get 12. So what I'm wanting to do, I'm going to cut them all down first. I may bring some along the bottom with the others. So I'm just going to cut the stems, again quite short. I don't want them too long. Oops, I've got it caught. So again, I'm going to work out where I'd like them to go. So I'd want to fill in little areas and bring again a different texture or foliage around, so we can fill the gaps. So I've got 2 either end there. I want to bring 1 in here. Do the same on this side. Again, I'll just place it. I know where it. Then do that there. That there. And again, just do what I'm doing this side. I'm doing the same the opposite side. I'll just place that there. And then 1 there and 1 here. So we'll bring those in to give it a little bit of a nice frosty look. So let's do that. I'm happy with that. So we'll start. What a joy, what you can create out of scraps. I find it's a great challenge. And then it also, by doing this, you also broaden your mind when it comes to having things and you're not sure what to do with them. By practicing doing arrangements out of your scraps, again, some may not have the right amount, some might be more than you need, but trying to work out things, what you do with them instead of throwing it, things like that. I find it's quite stimulating and exciting. Stimulates your mind, and that's healthy. So we've got that. So I placed those in, and as you can see, they're all on top. They look lovely, and from under here also looks pretty as well, like a frosty look. Right, let me let my cat in. If he comes on here and tries to get in front of the camera, then I will take him back out. I just don't like to hear him crying. Come on. Yes, well, be good. Stay there. Stay there. No, you don't need to come too close. I know you like to be famous. So, and if I just place these in now, just to show that with those, you've still got a nice view of the candles when they will be lit. So, again, I may not even use half of the other things. I want to bring in the mimosa because it's lovely and furry and I love it. So let's get the mimosa in next. And I think I may place those or leave put a couple on either end here, one here and one here, and then just leave the rest out. So what I'm going to do again is look, because these are all different size stems. So we're going to have to try and, they're not all the same, try and position them. As you can see, some are longer than the others. So that's another challenge, wondering where you've got the space. If you can't place this on a longer part because this goes deep underneath, so you wouldn't really see it. So that tells me then the smaller stems, use amongst the top. And again, just incorporate them. Again, another different texture. Now that's got a longer stem, so I would use that down here. I've got another one here with a longer stem, so I place that on the opposite side. So we've got one either side, and do the same on the other end. One there and one here. And then I've got all little bits, so we'll place, and I may bring actually some within instead of at the top, bring them within the arrangement, just inside with all the other foliage. Again, I'm just sticking them in. See, that's quite a short one, so we'll place that one there. That's a short one, so that one can go there. That's always got quite a longish stem, so we'll bring that one there. That one can go there and there. How many have we got left? Now we've got 3 left. Now with the mimosa, you can't break it into pieces, so because it's just on single picks. And I don't want to just cheat and go and just pull one off of the new stems, because I'm trying to show you what you could do if you didn't, you had 3 left and you was doing a square. How would you, get it to be equal, basically. So I place one here. I place one under here. And now I've got this one. So what I'm going to do with this is cut it. There's nothing really much on it, guys. Stay there. There's nothing, again, hardly anything on it. So I'm going to cut it in half. Now that has left a little bit of a knobbly bit, as I say. And that's got a little bit more on it. So what I'm going to do with that little bit, I'm going to glue that pick onto the, like so, and make a small tiny pick. So I'm dipping the glue from here on, placing it on top of that, and then I'm going to get a little bit of green floral tape so I can attach it and just go round. So I'm making my own little pick. So where did I go with the other knobbly bit? I can't remember what I've done with it. Oh, it's here. So I'll cut that stem to the same length. So now I've got two. So what I'm going to do with that is maybe, let's have a look. Let's see, do I? No, I'm going to bring it here at the top here and join in with the lamb's ear. So it looks like it's part of the lamb's ear. Because they're only knobbly bits, you're not really going to see them. But if I place them in with the lamb's ear, I've balanced it out. So then all our mimosa has been used. So let's get these knobbly bits in. And I'm going to open up the lamb's ear and place it through the centre of it. So it's there. You may not see it, but I've done it purposely to balance it out, to show you if you have one thing left, make a little pick from it, split it in half. And I'm going to go in between here as well and do the same here. See, it's coming closer, guys. It's so sneaky, my cat. And then I'm going to go in there with that one. So I've sorted those out now. So I'm going to go on top and place these in where I'd like them to be. Or I've placed them already before gluing them in. Like so. Done those. Do these ones. That, and I'm going to place the longer ones in. One there. Do the same on the opposite end. I have to move the greenery now to see. One there. So now place these in between the foliage, just down here, so we've got some of it hanging down at the bottom. as well. Even if it's just a, you know, a couple of pieces either side, that's fine. You're balancing it out by, by bringing down, you know, bringing things to the bottom as well. Oh, I've misjudged that one. Let me just do it again. There we go. So, now that's all our mimosa in. Now I do have these single little leaves. I could bring those at the top. I've got the ivy. Let me just chop one ivy down. So I could do a mixture of the ivy, then one of these, and we're going to try and do that. How many have I got? Again, if you've got oddments, count them. Excuse me. Just count them first, just to see what you've got, so you know then what you're going to have to, you've got to place in position. So I've got, if I have 4 one side, 1, 2, 3, 4 the other, then I'm left with 3 again. Now I can't do nothing with those, so I might have to take one from here, a smaller one, have 3 around the top. I don't know, I'm going to still be left with an odd one. So let's think. Right, if you see, another thing I was taught with, if you're left with something just tiny, a leaf like that, just pop it in somewhere where you won't see it. If you are trying to make an arrangement symmetrical, either side, everything's in unison, pop it somewhere deep where it is hidden. So we may have to do that. So what I'm going to do, again, I don't want to be left with one. So we've got one here, and this is to cover the top where our, I'm going to place that one on the end here. And that. Then, no, it's not sweeties. I'm going to place the one on the end here. I'm going to do the same. Place bigger ones on the end. I'm just sitting it down there. And then I've got that next to it. I've got 2 bigger ones here. Let's cut. So we'll place one there and one there. Now let me get those in first. So I'm going to place a single leaf on the end here. Then I'm going to place in an ivy just here. So it spreads, and I'm positioning the leaves so they spread horizontally. I don't want them vertical, so they're going to come over the wood. So we'll do the same on this end. I'll turn the leaf so it's facing outwards, like so. Then placing our ivy again horizontally where the gap is, like that. I've got glue just to cover that. Do the same on the other side. Make sure the leaves are horizontal, and I'm pushing these quite far down because I don't want them sticking up. Again, they're just slightly leaning on the wood, but I don't want them high upon it. So I'm not going to allow it to go any further than that, because that's the way I'd like it to stay. We'll do the same on that. And position the same with this. Again, go down. Use as depth. Let's use 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll use another. I'm going to use a bigger one in the center. Like that. Just slightly bend. I don't want it leaning on. Do the same. Like that. And get an ivy again. And just place it now here and push it down. I may not even use all this ivy. If not, I could actually bring some down along the bottom. Stay there, stop getting closer. Don't be naughty. Oh, I've got one stem. Isn't that awkward, guys, when you're just left with one? But I know what I'm going to do. So that's all the ivy filled up the top of, I can't lift it too much, guys, because of the glass. Top of our arrangement. And if you just want to tuck those under, if you feel you don't want them on show, you tuck them slightly underneath. Like so. Just to finish that. Now I've got one ivy left. So what I'm going to do is take it apart because it's got 2 leaves on. So I'm going to use that one. Get another pick. Place it on the other leaf I've just taken off. So now I've got 2. So what I'm going to do with those is cut one down. I'm going to place maybe depth under there, or just poking out at the bottom. I'll split the ivy so one leaf's going one side and the other one's going the opposite side. Let me sort this stem out. Glue that one in. And I'm going to do the same. I'm placing one leaf either side of the lisianthus by opening them up, and the lisianthus will sit in the centre. So do that, like that. So I'm going to do these with these small ones. I'm going to just place and put them in at the bottom or as depth, so they're not really seen. because I've got 5 and I can't split these. So I'm going to place one in the centre underneath the lamb's ear so it's out of sight. Push it right in as depth. There. So that has used all of those. So I'm not going to use any more of those. I think what I want to do with these pine cones, guys, because they're only small, I may just bring, just to break up all that ivy, just sit them flat along the top there. Or do I do it all the way? I may do bring them all the way because they do bend, so I could just stretch them apart like that and do the same with that one. Place that at the top. Again, do it with this one also. Turn it that way actually, so the stems like that. And then do that. So then I've got little pieces of that above. Now, and then I've got 2 pieces, 1 stem left with 2 where I can pull it off. I may bring those actually right at the bottom on each corner. And then that, so let's tear that off. And again, under here, I bring them around there, and then the same on the other side. So then I balance that out as well. And there, then we have it. I'm not going to put in these double boxwood. I can use these for other things. I can put them in wreaths. They've got a long enough stem for the wreaths, as you can see. So I will save those. I'm not going to use any more of the pine needles. There's enough left on those to do for another project. I've got all of those left. I don't want, there's nothing more I can do to add any more interest. I just wanted to show you what you could do with all of your scraps and what a beautiful arrangement you can make. So we're going to place in these. So what I'm going to do, because I didn't want it just a line of green above, so that will go in here. I'm putting the stem in the center. I don't want, I don't want the stem on the end here. So I'm going to manipulate. I may have brought that in a bit too close, so let me just pull it out. Oops, daisy. I've got glue on my leaf. Right, I'm going to have to chop that one off. So I'm going to bring them here, then I'm going to bring one of them forward, one pointing outwards and one slightly coming up towards the candle, just to give it that movement. And I'm placing the stem in the center instead of on the end. Right, so it needs to go around here. Right, so let me just get the glue off of my hands. can't get the door. There. So I'm pointing one of the pine cones right to the end, one coming inwards and one slightly up, like that. So I've given it movement. So then I do the same with this one. Look where the end of the pool noodle is. Place that in. One pointing the end, one coming in, and the other one up towards the wood, like so. So it's giving it a bit of movement. I will, let me take these out. I will show you once I've got the others in, and I'm going to do the same procedure on the opposite side. So bend that stem down. So one pointing upwards, one in, one up, or one out and one up. Just bring a bit of the foliage in so you can't see the stem and it as much. So just bring a little bit of the leaf over it so it looks like they sat within the leaf. I'll do the same with that one, like that, like so. Like that, and then we'll do again, same with this last piece on top. Put one out. Just bring a bit of the foliage up. That one. And then one like that. And I'm just placing these ones right at the bottom. Under the lisianthus again. That one. I'm going to do that on here as well. And do the same there. So that is our arrangement using scraps of foliage and floral, what you've had left from in your buckets. Let me just lift it up and show you. That's what we have from the top view. Isn't that pretty? And that will sit lovely, you know, and it's nice and full, or as you can see around the sides, and here as well on the end. It's lovely and full, so it goes all the way around. And then we place in our glass. I mean, I can't like the end ones, but let's place those on. I hope they... So they do flicker. No, it's not. I've got some others. I'll have to get them out. I'll have to find them. But that is, you know, with your little candles, flickering as well. You know, in just nice, calming, you know, nice warm room while you're watching a Christmas film, flickering away, and that will be really comforting. I like anything like that. So that is our arrangement again, completed with scraps of floral and foliage. So give it a go, guys. And again, all I've got left is these boxwood that I can use on something else. They are long enough, and these pine needles that I could save if somebody wanted a winter wreath doing for the beginning of January, when we place winter wreaths up after we've taken down our Christmas wreaths. So I can use these in a wreath. So I haven't wasted those. But everything else, guys, of my scraps, I've got rid of. And we've created this. Now, isn't that wonderful? So let me come and bring up the camera. Really, really pretty. So there we have it. Let me just put these in the bucket so I don't walk on them. Not in there. So I am quite happy with that. It's a lovely colour. It looks actually like a bit of a frosty feel. I've tried to make it, I think, with these scraps and like a winter arrangement, like the wreath that we did yesterday, just a winter arrangement. So after Christmas, you've still got, you know, when you've took all your lovely, beautiful Christmas arrangements down, all the sparkles, your Christmas lights and everything, and you don't know what you'd like to, I mean, this is for indoors, but you'd like to place something where you may have had a table centerpiece for your dinner table for Christmas, all in Christmas, you know, theme, whether it be traditional or, you know, sparkly, or whichever theme you like, candy cane, whichever. And once you've removed that off your dinner table or your coffee table or your cabinet, whichever, wherever you placed it, or even in your window, and it felt a bit bare, something like this where it's just white, it's still a bit, it's still got the winter theme but not the Christmas theme, if that makes sense, guys. So but it's still representing winter. So you could place this on your dining table, coffee table, window, sorry, or your cabinet or anything like that, as your winter themed arrangement for the new year, because we're still in the winter season. So that can replace your Christmas ones. So isn't that a grand idea? And I think that is how I've tried to get it to look more like a winter themed arrangement to use as well. You can use it, you know, now if you like. It doesn't have to be wait till the, you know, new year. You could use it now as your Christmas stroke winter arrangement in your house. And this could last up to, you know, spring. If you could even keep it for spring, or if you just wanted to take out a few little elements and put different flowers in, just to keep, you know, and just change, like take out the pine cones and then just perhaps put some little flowers in instead to give it a bit more of a springy feeling. You could take the pine needles out and then just place in, you know, another foliage, maybe ruscus or something along those lines to add in instead. A lamb's ear is an all year round foliage here in the UK. I guess it is everywhere else. So you can just pull out the odd little bits just to alter it and then keep it for an all year round until the next Christmas. So it's quite versatile, especially with it being in the pool noodles as well. You can just pull things out and place them back in. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I sure did. If I just lift it up again, it's looking like, I try not to move it too much, but oh, I've dropped, oh, the flowers come out. Right, let's get that back in. I'm going to place that on a longer stem. So let's do that before we go any further, because otherwise I won't rest. So let's put a pick on it, a longer pick, so it won't come out. So let's get that in. Lift up. Where did I place it? Under there. Let me just get that back there. There we have it. So let me just lift it again now. So we have that lovely arrangement from that angle, if you can see, or that angle. Now, isn't that divine? And again, save your scraps, guys, because you can make something beautiful like this. And I'm sure you all can, because you're all clever and creative enough to do it. So, and have fun and enjoy. So please subscribe, share and like, guys. You know, to the world, to everybody who you know. Share it worldwide if you know somebody in a different country, just to get them to come and have a look at my videos, and maybe they subscribe and give us a like or make a comment, and I'll be glad to chat to somebody new as well, amongst all my other worldwide family out there that are already subscribed. I like chatting to more people. So again, give it a go in whatever colour you've got in scraps. Enjoy, have fun, and have a great time using all your scraps without having to buy more and more. Get rid of those scraps. So have a wonderful day, and enjoy the rest of your evening as well, because it is evening time here in the UK. It's gone 4 o'clock, so just enjoy and have fun, guys, and keep creating. And I don't usually come on to do videos on Friday, because I've caught up with all my Christmas Christmas arrangements now and orders, so they've all done. I've finished with those now. No more customer orders. I had a last minute one, but I've done it. So I may, I'm not saying it for definite, but I may come on some point tomorrow and just do something small, because on Monday I won't be doing a video. I've got to go and fetch my mum. She lives over an hour and a half away from where I live. She's coming to spend Christmas with me, so I'm picking her up or fetching her, me and my son, on the 23rd, which is Monday. So I won't be able to do a video, but I did say I will do one Christmas Eve when my mum's here, because she likes to see me do them. So I may, for making up for not doing Monday, I will make, you know, probably come on tomorrow and make up for Monday's video. So I've worked it all out. So have a grand day, guys, and I'll probably see you tomorrow. Take care. I love you all. Good health, and wrap up warm and stay safe. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Let's just have a close up. See, look at him. Hey, Molly. 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 Yes. Right. So here we have it. There's the 3 artificial candles, which you can buy. There's the 2 real ones. I'm going to put the other artificial ones in. There's our small pine cones where they're slightly flocked. Our larger pine cones here as well flocked. Our beautiful lisianthus. Our pine needles flocked. our ivy, our lovely furry mimosa, our boxwood here, our rubber textured conifer, or I'm sure it's conifer, our lamb's ear, our sage leaves underneath, our parfavolia here, our lilies that I've used as depth, our small little single leaf that I used. And what else did we put in, guys? Oh, we had a piece of garland for the ivy right at the bottom to cover the bottom. And then here's some of the mountain pine from the big pine cones that we chopped in half as well. And I think that may be it. But what a wonderful arrangement out of scraps. So have fun doing it, guys, because it can be done, and enjoy. Take care. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.